What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. We've got an epic new Three Floyds beer we're talking about today. It's going to be the Turbo Reaper IPA, clocking in at 7% ABV. Really a sweet spot for me in the IPA category. I love it. Have never seen this before, so when we see new Three Floyds, we investigate, we review it for you guys. It's a must. It is what it is. So yeah, crazy can art, the per usual for them. And this is going to be about $13 or $12 for a six-pack. Really good value and availability, especially even in northern Michigan. So we love that. This is canned on 2/19/24. Today's March 9th. Super fresh beer from Munster, Indiana. Love that, guys. Again, this is their brand new offering that they have just dropped into distribution. Let's check this one out today. Really excited to try this one. I don't know what it is with a new Three Floyds IPA. I always want to investigate. So let's get it into the glass and see what it's about, guys. Don't know much about this beer, I'm going to be completely honest. It just came in, and here we are reviewing it the next day. So as I'm pouring it, looks fantastic, really. A little bit of haze on her. Anything else I'm missing? Without warning, something's dawning as our latest West Coast Style India Pale Ale. Okay. I'm not going to go into detail. It's a take on a West Coast. So yes, we have a little bit of haze on her. That's not completely clear when I let it sit in the glass. There's a little bit of frothy, foamy head sitting on top. Looks nice and sticky and oily down the glass. Looks fantastic, really. Look at that. Nice little orangey copper amber. A little bit of that going on, more towards the orange end of the spectrum. Doesn't need any more talking about. Appearance, you can see it. Let's move on to aroma. Oh, man. A little bit of diesely dank citrus, that signature that I typically get in a lot of IPAs nowadays from Three Floyds and many others. But this is a very nice signature, grassy dankness with that oily citrus just really resonating. It's got this little like fruity passion fruit kiwi thing underneath all that citrus. It's popping really nicely. Those are the first two things that come to mind beyond the citrus. It's like a kiwi passion fruit candied quality, really bursting underneath. A little bit of sweet honey pine. Again, a little bit more earthy grass, a little touch of floral. I don't know, guys. Let's dive in. This smells really good. It smells, yes, juicy. It smells effervescent, fruity, candied. Yet at the same time, it's got that nice little hot punch underneath. So let's see if it's more bitter. I don't know. It's Three Floyds, man. They usually bring the heat with the bitterness. Let's check it out. Turbo Reaper. Cheers. And there it is, a little bit of that bitterness on the back end. Yeah, resonating on the West Coast. Not too bitter, though, on the back end. And again, a little bit of that candied kiwi passion fruit thing really coming through on this one. I'd say it does actually overtake the citrus to some degree, which is a little bit surprising. I'm getting a lot of lemon. I'm getting a lot of soft grapefruit. I'm getting a little bit of navel orange in here. Maybe even a touch tropical. I will say the malt does come through. It actually starts impeding a little bit on the hops. It's really starting to saturate my palate, and it comes through with a big burst on the tongue. The hoppiness, again, it is definitely there, and the bitterness is pretty present, I would say, but it does actually give in to the malt more than it does the bitterness of the hops. I don't know. It's a very well balanced West Coast beer. Like, I feel like I've had maltier West Coast beers. I feel like I've had a lot more bitter West Coast beers. This one typically is a bit softer today. I don't see that all the time from Three Floyds. This comes across very fruity at first, and then it does even out, and it dries out your palate quite nicely on the back end. It smelled like it was going to wow me a little bit more than the taste. Is this a very good, balanced West Coast IPA that gives me a little bit of the East Coast? Absolutely, it does. And I'd say the malt character does come out. It's got a touch of like caramel, honey. And it does saturate your palate, overtaking the hops a little bit, smoothing out the beer. A little bit of pine. It's got that sweet honey pine on the back end, just really sitting well on the palate. It's not too overdone or overpronounced. Really well balanced beer at the end of the day. This is a low-key crusher, I would say, at 7%, and it's really smooth, dominating in the West Coast category. It's very smooth for being West Coast. It does come up like a bit short. I'm trying to be like reasonable with why I'm saying this, but it just seems like the hops get overshadowed a little bit by the malt character. It just seems like they could have shined a little bit more in this beer. It reminds me a little bit of Zombie Dust, a little bit of Gumball Head, like the smooth, weedy quality through the middle. But still, it's hoppy, but not as hoppy as maybe I would have thought. So is this a great beer? I think it's right below that. It's a good beer. Three Floyds, the bar is always really high, and I feel like it tends to it goes up with time, right? So we rank harder, we rank a little bit more crucially on these beers. So back in the day, shoot, who knows? Probably give this close to a 5 maybe. You know, I might go 4.75, but in 2024, it's a good West Coast IPA. Nice chewiness, nice viscosity. Again, semi-smooth for being West Coast. It's just a little bit subtle. That ABV is not really showing itself too much. This is pretty cold. Probably wouldn't want this to warm up too much. But again, it has that like subtle kiwi, passion fruit candied quality that does kind of fade as you drink it more. Like I got it a lot more on my first couple sips, and now it's hard for me to pick it up. So with all that being said, it's a very good beer. I love the price point. I love the availability, and it's just solid at the end of the day. So where do I put this? 3.99 out of 5. I'm petty. I'm right under the 4. It is what it is. That's where I'm ranking this today, guys. A 3.99 out of 5. It was the Turbo Reaper IPA from Three Floyds. Get it now. Available in stores. Till next time. Pros, cheers, yamas. It's another cerveza in the books. See ya.